Welcome to the Golden Libraries of Egypt, a 3-part video series sharing with you my personal journey. I am Marga, Soul Mission Channel and Oracle, founder of Mission Soul, founder of Lista para Brillar, and founder of the Soul Mission Destiny Mystery School, and it is my joy to do this series and share the codes, golden crystalline codes that I received through my journey of making it to Egypt while being in Egypt, and then what has transpired after. So what to expect on these transmissions during this series? I want to be honest with you. I want to share with you that my biggest intention is to share from a human level. My biggest intention is to share with you from a raw, divine leadership and authentic level as a human being and as a missioned soul. Because I honestly believe with all of my heart that when you go deep on embodying more of your soul light, on embodying more of who you are and who you came here to be, the most delicious timelines and realities become available for us. It has been my experience. It hasn't been from one day to the other. It's been a wild but yet rewarding journey. And I also believe, it's like my clients, the people I support and I love mentoring, they are quantum healers, they are trance channelers, they are channels, they are divine revolutionaries with leading edge soul light technologies, and sharing galactic codes and Gaia codes in humanity. And it is one thing to say, I work with this type of people. It is another thing also to be able to show you how in times of miracles, need, and conscious creation, I go back also to my divinity. I go back also to the abundance, the light, and the love that expand me, which are the fruits of this type of work, of the quantum healing work, of the soul embodiment work. And so I want to share with you a little bit of what the let's say format or structure for these 3 days is going to be. And on day 1, which is today, I am going to be talking about leading up to Egypt, how this trip came to be, how this calling came to be, the things that I had to overcome, the template of creation that brought me to Egypt, and so much more. On day 2, tomorrow, it's going to be all about while in Egypt, the things that I received during the trip, things that happened, all the things. And on day 3, I'm going to be talking to you about the aftermath, a little bit of what I have been able to integrate so far and receive, which has been freaking mind-blowing. All right, so my dear angels, I want to share with you how it started. And I'm going to be doing it also doing my best storytelling I can. So last year, at the end of last year, one of my dear friends, soul sisters, client, and mentor, Gabby, shared with me that there was this intention of going to Egypt around March 2025. And immediately I was like, hell yes, I want to go there. And actually, yeah, like, so it was like towards the end of the year. Actually, I think it was actually closer to July that I already knew that this was gonna happen. And I was going through a freaking huge initiation during that time, which led to the end of my relationship, my end in my life in Mexico the way I knew it. Coming to Costa Rica, I'm currently in Costa Rica, to live, dismantling my life in Mexico. Like, a lot of things were happening. And simultaneously, at the end of the year, I took a very advanced program facilitated by Gabi on grid work. And yeah, all things grid work, sacred grid work, and whatnot. And so it was a seed in my heart, but I just didn't know how it was gonna happen. And especially like in the midst of so many shifts, changes, turbulence in my life. So the other thing that happened was that as the year was ending, 2024, it was kind of like, well, I started coming back to Mission Soul. And of course, I had been working with clients behind the scenes, but I started posting again. I brought my wings again. I grabbed my baby. And after a big initiation, starting a second business with my partner and everything, like that ended, that timeline ended. And I was like, this is my thing. Never again, for any reason, not even if it's to save my relationship or my family or whatever, I'm gonna leave this. And so came back to Mission Soul. I started posting again, and immediately I started receiving beautiful clients. And so the moment I started receiving beautiful clients, I knew that financially, most likely, it was gonna be able to happen. And then I experienced a miracle. I was on a 3-part container called Akashic Ascension, highly advanced, that involves Akashic records, ascension, and family constellations in a channeled system by one of my dear sisters and multidimensionality mentors. Her name is Christy. And she received that I needed a 4th session. When I had that 4th session, and I made a post about this, it's called A New Timeline in Love with so many more details. But when I had this session with Christy, the walls in my heart came down, and I was able to open up again to the possibility of reigniting my and starting a new relationship with Mike, with my partner. And that changed quite a lot of things, guys, and that has brought a massive reconfiguration in my life. Why? Because I went from, okay, I now live in Costa Rica, I'm with my parents. They have a beautiful big house, completely empty. They are so happy for us to be here. Like, we have such a peaceful, beautiful, high frequency relationship of love, respect, support, that we can make it. And that obviously helped my expenses to, I am going to, like, once I have, I had the conversations, Mike and I were able to feel each other and feel how things would be together and forgive ourselves and do all the things. Like, he never stopped loving me, obviously. I never stopped loving him either. But it was more like we went through a lot, and I just couldn't trust myself. That's the truth. I just couldn't trust myself that I was not going to experience a disappointment again. And so, of course, I was running away, right? This is the after. Like, you're so welcome to read my post because there are so many quotes and lessons there. But once we were able to find each other, it was pretty much like, okay, now Margaret's daughters are so happy to be in Costa Rica, and Mike has a life in Mexico. Actually, me too. I have my business, my bank accounts, like so many things in Mexico. I have a vehicle that is brand new in Mexico, like all the things. I also have a life in Mexico. And saying yes to the possibility of being together and reigniting this love means creating a life between two countries, having two blueprints, having increased massively my expenses also, because as part of my transition here in Costa Rica, I decided to give one of my daughters, the one that is still has some years to go in the education system, a good high school. And that is money, money, money. And so all of a sudden it was like, well, queen, mission queen, you believe in having it all. You believe in all of your dreams come true. You believe in abundance. You believe in creating a life beyond possibility, where and you are used to this level of having great money coming in and creating and all of this. And so it's like, this is the time of truth. Are you going to deny yourself from the gift of love and chicken out? Or are you going to rise up? Are you going to, now that you have picked up all your pieces, show up in life as the mission queen that you are, build this massive movement, going all mother effing in, and you are going to rise and create the financial means and more to do everything that you desire and to have everything that you desire. And as rising angels and dragons do, of course, I chose, I'm gonna have both. And lots of details there, lots of things, lots of moving pieces, everything. But long story short, I am between two countries. My daughters are thriving. My relationship is thriving. My mission is thriving. But that was a big, like spending big money again, right? Paying plane tickets, like all the things, right? So this massively made Egypt seem like, doesn't make sense. This is impossible. How is this even gonna happen? That's the truth. And so a lot of things started to rise. My subconscious beliefs. My one day, like, I started feeling things bubbling up in my consciousness. And one of the things was feeling the sadness, the disappointment, and the pain of not being able to go to Egypt, because this trip was not going there for a course, was not going there to receive a seminar or something like that. It was soul family who have been journeying on the grid work course and who know each other from so many pathways. My clients, students, sisters, mentors, friends are gonna be there. And I desire to be there. I desire to be there. And so it's like, okay, right? It had a meaning. And as many of you know, I am birthing a mystery school. And that has been such a big process in itself. The version of me, I can say it without a shadow of doubt, that the version of me that I am today is the version of me that can birth a mystery school and the mystery school. And it's not that I couldn't do it before Egypt, but now, I knew, I just freaking knew, and I could hear the echoes, and I could hear the voices of my soul mission council, of beloved Isis and the Sophia codes, ascended masters of Egypt that I have been co-creating for years, just making me feel, telling me, you need to go. You need to go. And then in the context of, these are people with whom you know that you have had lifetimes. These are people who are massively anchoring light in the grid works of the planet. Some of these people are reawakening the golden grids of Earth and Mother Gaia. And you do the same. I do the same. With different levels of conscious awareness or not, then it's like, there's something here. There's something here. It's not every day that all your soul family are like, we are going to Egypt. That's massive freaking grid work. If one person performs beautiful grid work, or a couple, then imagine so many souls. And then of course, I would just feel, it is not a coincidence, Marika, that you are in the process of birthing your mystery school, and this is happening. You must go. You must go. And so here is where I want to share with you about 3 key events that happened that made this possible and allowed me to create this timeline. So the first one, it's a template of creation. I have been mentored for over a year by the Arcturian Council of Light through a divine channel whose name is Sindrine, and I am going to tag her in the comments. In one of these sessions, we were talking about the trip to Egypt. We were talking about creating realities. And it's so funny because I honestly don't fully... There has always been something with manifestation for me. It's like, of course, I believe in manifestation, blah, 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 blah. But I feel that it's one template of creating realities. It's not just all that exists. And also people just go too crazy on manifestation, and there are even higher templates. And I just have felt it and known it for ages. But cracking this code, it's what I'm coming to realize, how it happens through my vessel, how I do it, how it's possible for me. And during that session with the Arcturians, they indeed confirmed and said something along the lines of manifestation. It's like okay, let me see if I can find and I can trace the exact words or very similar words that they used. Almost like saying that it is like a child level creation template. And there were higher templates of more spiritual maturity and understanding for what's truly available for human beings on earth. And that looks more like creation templates. Not manifestation, but creation templates. Codes of creation. And so I want to share this with you. One of the things that they explained to me is how when you desire something, it is not that you want something. Because of who you are at a multidimensional level and the conscious creator of universes, of worlds, of realities that you are, when you find yourself having a desire, it's not that you want it. It is that it is your destiny. And so they said, it is not that you want to go to Australia. It is not that you want to go to Egypt. It's that it is your destiny, beautiful one. And so they follow this by explaining to me how, let's see. When you receive one of these desires, when you receive one of these, a piece, a timeline that it is your sacred destiny, what you want to do is to connect with the gifts, what's exciting about it, what's so joyful about it, the magic of it. See it, feel it. And they use analogies. Receiving from the Arcturian Council of Light, Truth, and Dream is always a delight, because they use so much analogies. It's great. It really allows for the mind to remember them even more and remember the teachings. So they say that this is no different than when Christmas is coming. You, and you're a child, so you know Christmas is coming. In this context, Christmas is your desire coming to fruition. And as you know that Christmas is coming, you start feeling excited about it. You start thinking about the gifts and seeing your uncles, not your ankles, but your uncles, and the cookies and the delicious things and all the things, right? You start thinking on all of this and you get excited. But then it's like it's in the field. It's in the field. And it is going to happen, and it's just is. It's written. It's destiny. But then what happens in humanity is that we are conditioned. And but how is it going to happen? Which is it's a control, even manifestation. And this is one of the things that they said, that even in manifestation there is control. And I resonate with that, because I need to do the affirmations. I cannot have the bad thought. Can it be fucking easy? Excuse me my language, because I want to think that things can be more effortless and that things can just come to us because they are meant for us. And I have seen it in other people who are 24/7 connected to the freaking councils of light and who are divine cosmic channels. And it's like, I want some of that. I don't want to be worrying and thinking and all the things to manifest. I just want my creations to fall on my lap. It's like, boom, they happened. I'm closer to that. I'm not even going to say that I'm not there yet. I'm going to say I'm closer to that. And I wish that for everyone watching this transmission, for all of us, if you resonate with that as well. And so what happens is that we are conditioned to thinking, how are we going to make this happen? You look at the money in the bank account, they said. They look at the money in the bank account, and then you think, it's not going to happen, because look at how much money I have in my bank account. And then they said, it is like all of a sudden, you remove all the Christmas decoration for the child. You put away all the Christmas stuff. You take away the tree. You take away the lights. And they said, it is a trauma for the child. And I felt that in my heart. Because, yes, it is a trauma for us as children of God to think that we are here, that abundance is our birthright, that we can absolutely have all of our heart desires. And then freaking falling into the illusion that we cannot have it because of money in the bank account, or because of this, or because of that. So they said that in this template of creation, it is all about when you have those thoughts, when you are faced with the reality, the apparent reality that, the reality that the money in the bank account is not enough, then our job is to kind of like close the laptop for the day, close the thinking about this thing for the day, and going and witness the miracles, the abundance that is there. Because they said the child then, what it does is that they don't have these conditionings. What they do when they, like, for them it's about jumping from one miracle to the next miracle, to witnessing the next miracle. And so in this case, they go outside and they notice the flower and they connect with the beauty of the flower, and they connect with that miracle. And in that moment, you are in the frequency. You are in the frequency, in the energy, in the bandwidth of what aligns you to creating that desired reality. So to recap, what this means is that, well, if the money in my bank account wasn't enough, then for me it's like unplug from thinking about that the mind now has evidence to say, oh, it's not gonna happen, and going and tapping into beauty, connection, joy, laughter, watching a movie with my partner. Man, literally, when I received, because that transmission happened a while ago, and then I received it. I was called to receive it before this trip. When I watched this transmission, the very next day, I go downstairs in the house that we are staying currently in Mexico, and a flower that has been there for days opened up. And I saw that flower, and I thought, what a miracle that flower is. Look at the beauty. And I would just admire it. The fact that it blossomed, that it opened up, that it's giving me these beautiful colors, that I'm getting to witness this beauty, this moment. And I noticed that moment. I saw that as divine. And so then they said that then what you want to do is to keep asking yourself, how can I remain open? How can I remain open to receiving? How can I remain open to receiving? Notice that they are not telling me, how can I manifest this shit? It's like, how can I remain open to receiving my Christmas? Because in those moments, it's when something's gonna drop, period. Magic, miracles, synchronicities, all of that is available to us. And so, sure enough, one day, and how this happened is funny. Like, you know what? Like, it's just funny. Like, I was coming back from Costa Rica, I was coming from Costa Rica back to Mexico after many months of being out of Mexico. I think I left Mexico in, let's say, July. And now it was the 1st of February. Remember, I used to live in Mexico. Well, now I'm back, but months of not being in Mexico. And as I am on the airplane, I always receive in the air grades. I'm always like, every time I'm on airplanes, I receive boom, 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 clarity, ideas, content, messaging, all the things. so much connection with the air grids. And so while I'm coming back, I actually had a few thoughts, and as an oracle, one of the ways in which I receive energy and visions and possibilities and imprints, it's like via a blueprint that comes to me in the form of energy, and usually I perceive it through my throat. My throat is my channel of intuition, like receiving images, and it's wild. So I kind of received this blueprint that there's going to be something that I'm going to be able to create that involves AI, and involves and it's going to be very good for my family. And pretty much like that was that, right? Like, because I'm a pro at using AI, because I help my clients move away from being generic and or relying too much on AI, and it's a blend of consciousness, content channeling, and AI and frameworks I have. And sure enough, right, that happened, and it's kind of like another time it kind of like came, and then it left, and so I just like kept noticing that. And one day I was coming back from San Miguel de Allende downtown, which is the city I'm living in Mexico, beautiful artistry, so beautiful. And while I'm coming back, I start receiving. This is the offer. This is the offer. This is the price point. This is what it does. This is the offering. This is the copy. This is for this person. This is how you launch it. This is how you make the offer even more attractive. And these are the incentives for people joining. And I started receiving all of that. And there was a moment while we were walking that I was going to tell Mike, like, we need to get home. I need to share something big with you. But instead, it's like we had a little like misunderstanding of something, and he got like a little pissy and I got a little pissy, and so I was like kind of like upset about whatever. But obviously emotional intelligence is like, it's like you just don't go into a drama. Like I just like felt a little bit pissy, and I felt like, nah, I'm not gonna tell you shit now, but I'm gonna go and sit on my computer and watch me, like with this movement. And then in about an hour and a half, I had launched an offer, put it out there with a post, with an email, created everything like the framework. And this is my offering that starts next week, called AI. It's called Content Attraction AI System. And I received, this is going to be huge for your family, Marga. This is going to be a thing that, Mike is also an AI specialist. And so at some point I'm going to bring him for workshops and this and that. And it's like, this is going to be big. And sure enough, I launched that offer that night. And in just a matter of days, I had made enough money for the tickets and for my staying in Egypt. And I get emotional when I tell you this. It literally happened days before the trip. And so that was the thing. And now let me share with you another very big thing that happened. Tiara Satiana Hatayarisiata Shihatayarisiana Hataitiana Tani Tani Tani. Because as days were going by, and I still didn't have the money, but the desire was so alive within me, something happened also before that event, before launching this program and getting the funds. What happened was that during a session, a mastermind session, one of the incredible cosmic channels that is also there being mentored by our coach, she starts talking about what she's receiving and what she's reconnecting before going to Egypt. And this is the reawakening of the golden waters of the womb. And this is the reawakening, and these are activations with golden beings, golden civilizations that lived on this earth way before all the records of ancient history and ancient civilizations in Egypt, and the spirit of the golden snake. And when I heard her speaking about that, and when I heard her speaking about the cosmic womb technology that it was downloading, all I felt was, you need to receive this. I just literally felt my cells expanding. And that is a good indicator something is there for you, right? This divine truth. Every time we receive a code of truth, expands our very cells and the light that we hold. And I reached out to this beautiful angel. And she told me that she could facilitate this while in Egypt or after Egypt. And I told her, I'm gonna be honest with you. At this moment in time, it's not fully certain that I'm gonna make it to Egypt. And I somehow feel that what you hold as a key is important for me to make it to Egypt. And she did it. She facilitated one session for me. Her name is Marina, and I'm gonna tag her also in the comments. She does her work in both Russian and English. So if you see her stuff in Russian, like never mind, she also does it in English. And let me see what it's I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna share with you a little bit of what I received. Indeed, she reactivated subterranean, deep waters, golden water, golden subterranean rivers of golden water within my womb. This is an ancient and also galactic cosmic technology. Sitiara of creation. She facilitated this in co-creation with the golden families, in co-creation with the golden snakes, and she then showed me a higher configuration of how I exist. It's an angelic being with a 7-layer womb, and within the waters, the golden waters of this womb, I was floating. She took me to this place where not only are my golden waters flowing again and my golden womb has been initiated, but I can also perceive my consciousness within and my being, who I am, Marga, within this angelic being with this 7-layer womb with golden waters. And while I am inside of this womb, a stream, she invites me to tune into, and see this stream of golden waters coming down from the very top and the crown of this angelical being, coming down, coming down, coming down, all the way down until it reaches the last layer of the womb. And as this is happening, the waters, the golden waters within my womb are also rising, filling my own being. I am drinking from my own golden waters. And both waters find each other and start merging and start like coming together and filling up the whole space. And as this is happening, my cells are being asked to open up and to soak in the golden codes of my waters and source waters. And these, my beautiful ones, completely reset my atoms into golden atoms. And that was the huge gift Marina gave me before Egypt. I want to tell you that the next day, the very next day, maybe 2 days, actually, I think it was the next day, I not only was able to create the reality where I'm going to Egypt. I want to tell you that that day my partner was determined to not go to Egypt with me. It wasn't making any sense for him, for where he is in his business. Also, he's in a big reconfiguration period. But then, and I had to draw a line and say, okay, I'm very disappointed, I'm very sad that you're not coming, but I am coming. This is living money. Money in my bank account, money saved, that's beautiful, amazing. Money sits in my council of light for my soul mission. I know more money can come. But grabbing that money and saying, I'm following my destiny. There was no other path. That was the choice. That was the decision. And I made it that day. And I was like, I'm very sad. I feel we both need to go. And on that session with Marina, one of the things that she said is, Marga, you have tons of lives in God form. And so the reason why you're feeling so strongly to come with your partner is because when you come with your partner, big libraries of God essence, God forms, golden gods are going to download through him. And as you make love and as you keep coming together in your union and you keep activating your golden womb, more of this is going to come online, and this is going to create a ginormous ripple effect in your life, in your divine union, in your mission. And so I knew. But one of the things that the Arcturians had also said is that if I wanted to go with my partner, it was not a thing of trying to control the situation, making it feel like, oh, you need to go, or trying to convince anyone. The feminine is the igniter, they said. The feminine, when men feel the feminine igniting creation impulse, they get excited. They want to honor that, and they follow. And fuck yes, that's exactly what happened. Because I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. I gave myself a very hot shower while crying very bitter tears in the shower because he was not gonna come. I went about my day. I started looking for tickets which he's a master at buying tickets. I was already like buying expensive stuff, like I was not doing it the right way. And then he just opened the door to our bedroom And he came down to me because I was sitting down. And he started kissing me. And he said, in looking at my eyes and caressing me and touching my face, kissing my forehead. And he would just tell me, do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I love you? I love his love. That's why I'm so happy we are together. And then the next thing I know, it's like, right, I'm telling him, like he's just there in the bedroom hanging out, and I'm just telling him, I'm looking at tickets right now, like I'm seeing these, it's like they're kind of cheap right now, and it's like there's this one, blah blah blah, and then he's telling me, oh, but maybe that's not the best one, because when you do a return ticket already, then it's like so much better and you save money. And then I found like a good one, and then he is on his phone and he's telling me which one, this one, and I'm like, yes, there's this one, leaving on this day, going from to Turkey, and then going to Egypt, and then coming back on this date. Okay, so this one, yes, this one, okay, done. He said, okay, done. I just bought our tickets. And I'm so happy that happened, because this trip wouldn't have been the same, wouldn't have been the exact same if he wasn't there. It was important for me that he was there with me. It was important for me that my soul family would meet him. It was important for me to see how the frequencies will blend. It was important for me because we went through so much, which made me and there were many months where, you know, it was hard, and it was like low vibrational shit. And in those moments, you know, he wasn't his highest, usual, abundant self, and he was on a different bandwidth. And I felt in those moments, oh my goodness, I don't even know if, you know, he could be with my usual friends, or because I don't know, like I just could feel a very different disparity in the frequency. And of course, when he was in Egypt and everyone met him, everyone loved him, because what is not to love about Mike? Like, he has Italian background. He's not your, you know, beta male at all or nothing like that. But he's so heart connected. I love him for a reason. I love his heart. I have always been able to see his God codes and his heart from the very beginning. And so we had a great time. Some days he helped us organize the tours when we went to the pyramids, and everyone, like all the girls, were like, oh Mike, thank you so much. And well, we can relax, like the masculine taking care of us. And it's just so amazing. It was so amazing and so beautiful. The amount of blessings we enjoyed because of being together. Him meeting Ryan, Ryan is my soul brother that I love so freaking much, which is Gabby's partner. Seeing how he and Gabby would interact, all of that fucking filled my heart with so much joy. And so those are the things that happened. I had to work on my energy. I also at some point hired a phenomenal quantum kinesiologist, because like to help me with my energy. That was before the session with Marina. Tanya, her name is Tanya. She's amazing. I'm gonna tag her here because she's fucking awesome. Like, I did all of these things. I also, like, I want to finish by saying, like, something I did while I wasn't sure that it was gonna happen is that there were gonna be a couple of very important tours. We were gonna go to, look at me ruining my makeup. We were gonna go to the Great Pyramid, and we were gonna go to the Sphinx on a private tour. And what I did was I paid for myself and I paid for Mike, because that was like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna lose like $400. It's not unspeakable money. But if I am to hold a timeline, if I am to hold Christmas is coming, then that money gets to be paid, and that deposit gets to be paid. And then when he finally bought the tickets, when he bought the tickets for both of us, because he had part of the money, like I was just gonna give him like the money from, the course and all of this. But when he bought the tickets, then I was so happy. I was crying. I was hugging him, and then I told him, "Well, now I can tell you and that I paid for your deposit to go to the Sphinx and to the Great Pyramid." And he made a joke. He said, I thought he was gonna say like, yeah, like I'm not even gonna say it because like you may misinterpret, but it was funny. Like he was like, you're so stupid. You're gonna miss 400. You're gonna lose $400. He said, you're so, and he said like stupid, but he was in like, because he was gonna make me laugh. Of course, his thought was, you're so sweet, right? But then he said that, and we just like both laugh, and so it was, like just like right now, laughing, tears, like all the fluids. But it was so funny. He's got a dark sense of humor too. And so, my friend, those are the codes of day one. What led me to Egypt, how I made it. And I can tell you that on every place that you feel called to visit, it is because there are versions of you are going to be reconnected with in those places. It is because there are parts of you that you don't know yet that you are going to call in by going to that place. And it is because there are parts of you and a whole identity of you in that place. And that is why you must go. I'm excited to share tomorrow what happened in Egypt, and on the day after, what happened after Egypt. I love you with all my heart. I'm so grateful for this little intimate moment. Thank you for listening, and thank you for receiving. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of The Golden Libraries of Egypt, a 3-part series sharing with you my personal journey.